Mitra Namah. So in these 12 mantras that are associated with the Sūrya Namaskāra, representing amongst many other things, the 12 months of the year, the 12 signs of the zodiac, and so on and so forth. And Sūrya Namaskāra is a very, very rich lens to explore the teachings of yoga. Now when we use the mantras in association with the sun salutation, if we use these 12 mantras, the first is Om Mitraya Namaha. Now Mitra means friend, and I find it really rather interesting that the first name of the sun that is invoked here is the sun as the friend of all. The idea is that the sun is that which allows everything to do well, to bloom, to grow. And without the sun there will be no life at all. So truly the sun is the friend of all. However, there are many, many names of the sun that we could use. And why do we start with Mitra? Many possible reasons, but one thing that strikes me is also in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. After Patanjali introduces what yoga is, the qualities you need, and how you can practice yoga, what practice means, the constant, steady, unbroken, wholehearted, dedicated effort to foster steadiness. After he delineates the qualities that you need in order to practice, he then gets into the how to practice. And in Sutras 33 to 39 of his first chapter, he gives various mechanisms for practice or means for practice. And in Sutras 34 to 39, each of those sutras containing the mantra, the syllable va, which means and or in addition optionally, Patanjali gives us a whole ocean, a whole range of possible supports to facilitate meditation. Supports we can use in our meditation practice. Supports we can use to train all the different lenses and powers of our awareness to come into that meditative state. In other words, that state of centered, steady awareness. But in the 33rd sutra, Maitri Karuna Mudito Pekshanam Sukha Dukkha Punya Punya Vishayanam Bhavanatas Chitta Prasadanam, there is no particle va. In other words, no optionality. In other words, Sutra 33 is the essential foundational yoga practice. And what is it? In this sutra, 133, Patanjali lays out 4 ways of being, 4 ways to behave, you might say, in response to 4 types of situations that we might find ourselves in our life. First, sukham. If we find ourselves in a place in which there is a good vibe, so sukha often gets translated as easefulness, happiness, agreeable, pleasant, but literally kham is the space. Su as a prefix always means good, auspicious, so literally sukham is a place in which there is a good vibration, a place in which we feel harmony, in which we feel at ease. And so Patanjali says, when you find yourself in a place of easefulness, a place that is agreeable, when things are feeling good, then you have to practice maitri, friendliness. Be the mitra, be the friend in that situation. But what does it mean to be a friend? So maitri, as well as being friendly when people are being pleasant to you, I think one of the very important aspects of practicing maitri, when we find ourselves in a sukha, agreeable, good vibe situation, is to be open and present to that, including to be open to the unexpected gifts that the universe might offer us. Because I don't know about you, but I sometimes notice myself, something that actually I would really like, something I've actually been asking for, comes along, but because it comes along in a form that is different from that which I was anticipating, different from how I perhaps imagined it, I actually push it away or rush on past it. And so I need, in order to, what I need to do in those situations is practice more maitri, be more friendly to the unexpected gifts. In this sutra, Patanjali continues, when you find yourself in dukkha, in a difficult situation, exercise compassion. When you find yourself in a punya situation, when you see people doing wonderful things, let it lift you up, celebrate it, let it inspire you. And when you find yourself faced with that which is distressing, which is horrible, which is horrific, exercise equipoise, exercise steadiness. Cultivate that robust steadiness which will allow you to respond in the most skillful way possible. And the idea is that if you practice Maitri, friendliness in easeful, agreeable, good vibe situations, compassion in difficult situations, if you celebrate when things are wonderful, if you let it inspire you, then when you find yourselves facing very difficult situations, then you're much more likely to be able to stay steady and then be able to respond in the most skillful way. But interestingly, the very first foundational, essential, obligatory, we might say, practice that Patanjali mentions is Maitri, friendliness. And similarly, the first name of the sun that is invoked here is Mitra. Om Mitraya Namaha. Namaha, prostrations, I offer myself to the friendly energy of the sun. So when we say Om Mitraya Namaha, at once we are acknowledging the sun as the friend of all, as that energy without which nothing could experience harmony or a good vibe. Because without the sun, what life would there be on this earth? And the sun, always when we're practicing Sūrya Namaskāra, it's helpful to remember that the sun is symbolizing this light of awareness, without which we would not have any experience at all. So as we invoke Om Mitraya Namaha, that energy of the sun as the friend of all, we're also reminding ourselves the type of energy we want to invite and cultivate here in this field of awareness. Because what are we practicing yogasana for? Why do we do a sun salutation? Yoga recognizes that everything we do is training. And if we want to experience loving kindness, if we want to experience harmony, if we want to experience deep joyfulness, then first and foremost, we have to learn to be a true friend to ourselves. So when we say Om Mitraya Namaha, it's like I am bowing down to my capacity to actually foster kindness, true friendliness towards myself, so I can train myself to share that with others, and train myself so I can interact with my environment in that friendly, respectful way in which I'm established in deep presence. So, Om Mitraya Namaha, I offer myself, I salute, I invoke, I invite myself to inhabit more fully that energy of deep presence that is the foundation for friendliness. Om Mitraya Namaha.